Bob Van Rossum with MarketPro, and we do marketing executive search. So about 80% of what I do personally and about 40% of what we do as an organization is chief marketing officer or head of marketing. Title could be different depending on the size of the organization, but it's the top marketing job in the organization. And what's interesting is chief marketing officer, VP of marketing, whatever that top marketing job is called, right, is still the shortest tenure in the C-suite. And it's been that way for 20 years. And so then you kind of have to look at why is that the case, right? And it's pretty easy to see when you know what you're looking for. Right? So I was talking to a potential new client today, and they're about a $75 million software company, founder-led, bootstrapped from the ground up, profitable, been in business for a long time, long time being 20 plus years, and great organization, great product, and not something that's embraced marketing at the level they need to, right? So they really need a new, higher level strategic thinking in marketing. And so as I'm walking through this process with them and they're asking about who we are and what we do and the value we can add to the process, and I'm sharing our story, it's pretty simple to see. Very smart individual, incredibly bright founder. The president's also on the Zoom meeting with me, super bright individual and very talented and great business model, great business. But neither one has any experience in marketing, has any background in marketing, and has any real understanding of what it looks like to be a great marketer, from demand gen to account-based marketing to product marketing to brand, to all the things that are going to be important to them as an organization to ultimately drive leads, to ultimately enable the sales force, to ultimately grow revenue and grow the organization, right? And so they understand the end goal, right? Which is, we view marketing as a revenue generating operation and activity, which is what it is and what it should be. And we view the importance of it, and we understand that as an organization, we're underinvested in it historically, but we don't really understand, right? And that's normal. If they did understand, they'd be in marketing, right? So it's normal that they don't. And it would be surprising if they did. So very few chief marketing officers make it to the CEO role, although that is becoming more common, right? But in this case, it's not, and in most cases, it's not. So it really doesn't matter if you're this $75 million software company, if you're a $1 billion software company, or if you're Coca-Cola, or really anywhere in between. The challenge is pretty simple with why the CMO, the chief marketing officer tenure, is the shortest in the C-suite. The hiring process is broken, right? And what typically happens is you have a very talented CEO who has no marketing expertise. You have a very talented head of HR who has no marketing expertise. You have others on the executive team, right, peers of this chief marketing officer, who have no marketing expertise. And they may or may not have hired an outside search firm, probably have, who probably has no marketing expertise either. And now they've got an entire process around hiring this head of marketing, this mission critical role, which is going to enable or not growth for the organization. And they've not put a marketer into the process to actually interview and vet this person properly. And so as I'm talking through who we are and our experience, and the fact that everyone on our team is a marketer by trade and training, that we really understand how to dig in with the candidates and understand, who's good at just messaging themselves and who's really a great marketer, and making sure that we're only turning over, on average, the top 13% of the candidates we interview to our client. So we're going through 75, 80 candidates to get them the top, 7, 8, 9 candidates. And it really kind of opens your eyes, right? Because our track record is phenomenal relative to the success rate we have with our placements. And the reason it's there is because we understand marketing, because we've been in those roles. And we now understand how to hire the right people, how to facilitate the right conversations to get them the right outcome, right? If we go back to the software company, they need someone that understands account-based marketing, because they go after very large enterprises. Global 2000 companies are their customers, right? They understand lead gen, demand gen, product marketing, Salesforce enablement, All these things are critical for an enterprise B2B software company. And that's a lot to ask for in one person, right? So then you've got to understand, how can that person have gotten there? What experience do they need to have gotten to that level? And then where do we go find that person? And all those are questions that are very tricky to answer if you don't get the foundation of what marketing is in the first place and how marketing is going to enable their organization to grow, right? And it's about 4-5 times a year we get one of these head of marketing searches, called a VP, called a CMO, and we're doing a chief marketing officer executive search. And it's because it failed the first time, right? It failed the first search firm they went to, who was a non-marketing specific search firm. And we hear it typically, yeah, we've used these guys before and they did a great job on our chief financial officer. We've used these guys before, they hired our head of sales. We've used these guys before, they filled this role for us, right? And then we went to them for the chief marketing officer role and it just didn't work. We weren't getting the level of candidates we needed. Or worse, we hired somebody and they were gone within 6 months. And so now we're back to you as a search firm because of your expertise in marketing. We need a different outcome, right? And so fortunately for these guys who we were pitching to today at the software company, they got it pretty quickly. And you could see when we're talking to them, hey, we don't know this, right? And we're willing to say we don't know this. We understand it's important for us to say we don't understand this. And we need someone in the process who does, to mitigate our risk against a bad hire. And that's really what we do, and how we've set things up is, you have a need and a hire, and we want the highest possible upside with the least possible downside. And the downside is this person doesn't work, right? And that's very dangerous and very scary and very expensive. And so how do we mitigate that risk? Well, getting you the top marketing talent your organization is ready for, to help you grow and move forward. And now, right, we're talking to candidates and CMOs that we've placed 8, 10, 12 years ago. We've got CMOs that are really made meaningful differences in turning organizations around and helping them grow 6, 7, 8x. And that's ultimately the important thing is, once we place them, what's the value they're having on the organization? And can I call you in 6 months and say, hey, how are they doing? And you say, well, they've completely fundamentally changed the way we view marketing as an organization, and there's significant growth as a result of their efforts.